It's Tom here, otherwise known on TradingView as Tom_Killick. So if you're not on there already, you should add me on there where you can see some of my live trading ideas. I'm here tonight just to look over the 6 major currency pairs of Forex and see where they're heading, and just give you basically a technical analysis of where they are, where the targets are, and what I expect to happen in these pairs. So yeah, we're going to go through them one by one. I'll do a full breakdown, full analysis. I'll talk about them a little bit each one. I'll give a target kind of estimate what I expect to happen. Hopefully I can help some people out. So start straight away. We'll begin. View USD. Okay. Straight away, the first pair that comes up is Euro USD. Things I'm looking for here are this resistance straight away is something I'm looking at, and then what I will do from here is I'll look back. You can see here we're in an obvious downtrend here, and you can see we've had a pullback here like this. Okay, so basically what we've got is we've got an impulse move and what looks to me like a correction move. Now what I want to do here is I need to basically know I am in the trend. So I've got this downtrend and I've kind of got this kind of consolidation moving around, kind of is creating higher lows, and the top's not really doing anything special. It's kind of junky really. So when you get this high, you know, you've had higher high here, you're in this resistance zone. This resistance zone is clearly taking over price. So resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, higher high, resistance, resistance, breakdown. As you all know, I'm actually short at the moment, so I'll see my analysis of this is going to be short until proven otherwise. You've got so many different kind of and you know, like obvious areas where entry could have taken place, and it's good to take advantage of them if you could. So as you see here, you had previously you had like a hanging man, engulfing signal, dark cloud. You can see it came down. It's giving you 3 reliable entry points based on using candlestick signals, what they're telling you, and also the level we was at. Having resistance and a candlestick signal is obviously quite a good probability that you're trading in the right direction. Another thing, I'm not going to use moving averages today. I will in my other ones, but I haven't got them set up at the moment, so I'm just going to stick to the basics. What I expect to happen here is I expect a continuation, a possible continuation. As you can see, you've got engulfing signal, down move, up day in a downtrend, didn't really mean anything, broke down again, got a candle here, at the moment, obviously it's only just opened earlier, so I'm not sure what to expect of this one yet, but I would have thought that this down move isn't really invalidated until a few things happen. For example, that leg is, this trend line up is violated, or this basically significantly engulfs this previous day's range. Another way of looking at it might be this area here. If it kind of violates this area, then maybe you should be taking profits because you're seeing the bulls are coming back and trying to get back in control again. But just from looking at it from more of a long-term point of view, it's quite obvious we're in a downtrend. Got this move here, and if you fib it up, do we land on a special level? We'll find out. Yeah, so basically, yeah, this is basically a long-term pattern. I feel it kind of came down, had to pull back, not quite hit the 618. But the reason I like this particularly, that it's hit that retracement, is because this was a higher high above these highs. So this level has been recognised by people clearly, which is why it became compelling at this point. So when I saw this and it came down. When I saw this, like I put on my TradingView page, it was quite an obvious short for me. I must have made about 400 pips so far. It's just ridiculous, just this week alone. So I'm quite happy with that. But yeah, my opinion at the moment is obviously not to create a position at the moment, because I don't think it's very logical. But if you're short, you know, hold your short until proven otherwise. I.e., like I was saying before, a significant break above a range, maybe the 111 psychology level will be important because it breaks this structure here as well. Anything, yeah, kind of above, yeah, 1111 is definitely a break level in my opinion. Level that make me think, well, something's happened here. Along with this, you know, a possible candlestick signal could come out this in theory is actually a piercing signal, but I'm not too worried about it because it's not very compelling. It's like an update and a downtrend in my opinion. This candle's only just open, coming into Asian session, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm going to look at the next pair now. Is pound against US dollar. Okay, here we have the pound US dollar. Again, this is one of them ones where I am short, as you know. The thing to notice here, guys, is that you have the clear downtrend. Again, this is what I like to see in a cyclic move. I like to see a pull up, move down, lift up. Enthusiasm comes into the markets. You could have longed here, definitely. There's no reason why you couldn't. Could have got long into the markets, but as soon as you saw this kind of level here, which I'll put on the chart, as soon as you saw this level become consistent, when you saw this kind of evening star here coming down, that was a good short. You could have shorted there 100%. That was a good short there. And when you came back down, you had this junky consolidation. Didn't really mean a lot. It meant nothing, in fact, until we hit this level here and was given a dark cloud. That was a nice entry point. It was actually lower than the previous leg, and this leg here was also very junky. Some people might have also noticed, which I liked, was there's actually a neckline here. So when you had this, you had a very high probability position at this point because you was expecting to at least hit the bottom of that sideways resistance, but you just broke through it, came back down, and when you came to here, you could have easily shorted again 100% because you had the trend line turning from support to resistance, come back down. This sideways trend line's been confirmed. You could also short here, which I did. So as you can see at the moment, I'm still bearish on this based on the facts that have been given to me. Another good point is I don't consider a trend to have changed in a significant way unless 0.5 has been violated, and it literally hit this level and immediately didn't trade above it, which means I think investors realised this, what I'm saying. They realised that if it went above this, maybe we're having a change of sentiment, whatever, but it never came to light, which is good. So I've been short from up here just after this massive like shooting star pin bar. As you can see, we've had a nice breakdown. We've had a couple of pullback days, candles ranging within each other. Today we had a bearish, bullish engulfing signal. Does this mean anything significant? At the moment, no, but it's important just to spot the obvious. You know, we've got this kind of trend line here. Got a bullish engulfing signal. What's going to happen here? Could it turn into that sort of scenario where it could turn into a wedge? Possibly. It could do that 100%. It could definitely turn into some sort of thing like this. So we've got like a like a pennant or symmetrical triangle, whatever. So you've got this. So what's the concern I've got now? Well, obviously the concern I've got is that this could easily bounce off this level and continue to the upside, which means I'm going to get stopped out. So the best thing to do really with this one is probably wait until next week, purely based on the fact, well, unless you're intraday trading, but if you're not, if you're a longer trader like me, then you want to wait till next week, see what happens, because obviously I'm a very tight stop loss trader, so I could get stopped out just by the most ridiculous thing, like a bit of market noise after the weekend or something. So I'm not looking to take a position, but yeah, at the moment, you know, we've got a clear engulfing signal. Depend on how it finishes today would depend on how I keep this position, but the obvious levels really are just common sense, to be honest. When are the bulls definitely in control? Well, they're definitely in control when they you know, knock a significant range out, in my opinion. So in fact, I will just add a couple of moving averages just to make this easier for me, since I'm in transition right now. So I'll just add them in real quickly. It won't take me a second. I only use these three. I won't need the other ones. Just a 20 would be fine. 20, that's better. And then I can get rid of these. Okay, this is better. Yeah. So it makes it's a bit easier for me to back up what I'm saying now. So as you can see here, yeah, we had the breakdown from the 50, came down well, and yeah, we've had this you know, bullish engulfing signal. We've had a move up. We've had the 20 cross the 200 moving average. The 50 is coming down, looking like it could do some death cross if it was to weaken here. Where's the resistance going to be? Well, obviously the resistance is at 153.30s, as indicated by the averages. They're all converged at the moment, which usually means you can get an explosive price move. So it's just something to watch on the sidelines. Unless you're short already, then you can stay short. But if you're not short already, then definitely don't go short because it's going against you. But at the same time, unless you're day trading, I wouldn't go long because it's just not in the right area at the moment. It's still got the bearish depth from the downtrend. It just isn't ready to go in my opinion. But anyway, I'm going to move on now. USD CAD. As you can see, I've got the analysis already, and I think I will keep it actually. My sentiment of USD CAD has always been bullish. I've successfully predicted every move it's had in the last over a year, I think. Obviously, we had a nice start with a downtrend here, an uptrend, sorry. Came up very, very nicely. Came back down, part of a large ABCD pattern in my opinion, which did succeed. It came back to the 38.2 retracement, came back up, like in the bigger picture, came up really nicely. And then what happened was we had this week, which is where we should be looking, we've had a leg breakdown on that long-term trend line, and we've had a pullback, and it's landed right on the 50, and we've had a pin bar, doji, and now I think, well, today it looks like the rest of the session is probably going to go down. My opinion at the moment is we could be in a markdown session. So basically what I mean is that even though my sentiment is bullish in the long term, for the short term I think we'll go for a markdown, maybe to any 128.84 on the chart or 127.93. In my opinion, I think the pair will land on one of these prices or near or around these prices before we see an uptrend continuation. I'm not going to short this area. Why is that? Because basically I think this is just kind of long-term founded in accumulation before we see the bigger picture basically take place. And I think shorting against something that in my opinion is bullish is really against my trading rules, and I don't like to just short or pull back for like a few pips or something. It just doesn't make logical sense to me. But yeah, I would expect this, I should fully expect this to be honest, to pull back, hit here or here. Where's the first resistance going to be, guys? Well, probably the 20 moving average could, if it, for example, if you did a massive doji off the 20 moving average, it shows that people have been buying those positions up. So you might think, well, stuff the sentiment, stuff the trend line. If it dojis off this or whatever and starts to pull strongly to the upside, then there's no reason why you shouldn't buy it, to be honest, because that's trading. Sometimes it doesn't always land on specific areas, and you definitely shouldn't wait till it just hits one of these. You should, trade the market as it, goes. So my opinion is, it will come down. First resistance here, first support here, second support here, and third support here. If it goes past this level here, we could even be in downtrend territory, but I'll update that later on as we go through the other videos. But for the moment, I'm looking for a markdown to one of these levels, and then we'll see what happens from there. Next pair. STJPY. Okay, well this at the moment is I really don't like this pair at the moment. It's been very frustrating, but I'm looking at the bigger picture just to kind of demonstrate to you guys what I'm saying. You can see obviously the uptrend started here, really nice, and for quite a while now, to be honest, we've just been in this really junky because it's a consolidation. You can see this is obviously a really strong resistance level here, and you can see it's having an effect on price even now. And you've had this kind of, I wouldn't really call it full spray, it's just like a bloody big break basically. And this is what's happened, to be honest, and it's done its breakdown here. Had a nice short, and recently it's just been consolidating. And as you can see, I did actually do a little short here, to be honest, because it broke out that little range, and I thought that's quite cheeky. But I soon had to take profits when I had a morning star signal here. It's came up, and at the moment it's just trading really like sideways, and it's, in my opinion, for a long-term investment opportunity, it's just not the right one for me at the moment because it's too confusing. It's so consolidated that you can just, if you see like a slight breakout, you might just buy it on hype or hope, and you'll just end up losing your judgment and losing pips. I'm not down for that, so I've stayed away from USD/JPY at the moment. I'm not interested in getting a position in it either at the moment until otherwise. We did, however, have a really strong piercing signal / bullish engulfing signal here, and a doji in today. I don't know what's going to happen, but I won't be investing in it because my intuition tells me not to, and it's just not part of my trading plan. But saying that if it if it comes up really high today, breaks this level, this could be part of a 3-wave pattern. We could come up here, have a correction, and then have the third leg. So it is possible. This could be supporting on the 50. It's possible, but because it hasn't confirmed yet, I'm not interested in the slightest. I try not to hope too much for something to happen, because when I see signs of it, I might just jump in the trade without thinking. I just like to keep things as simple as I can. If I see the signal happen, then I might get involved. But yeah, that's the only thing I can see really happening at the moment. I don't really. This is just not very impressive for me. It's just quite junky. Nothing compelling is going on. There's this, but it's not really the bigger picture. And even if it does happen, would I trade it? I don't really know, because there's so many better places to store funds at the moment. So that's that one. Right, on to the last two. Okay, we got the Swiss franc. So yes, these obviously we had this big drop ages ago, and I've just kind of left that on my analysis. So this is where I start looking. As you can see, it's quite it's just quite doing its own thing. It isn't really going anywhere. Signs of had this low, this kind of, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Had this kind of, higher lows, whatever. Here, you can see this. This was actually quite a good trade. I did actually miss it. Obviously, you had like the big down day, you had the inverted hammer / doji, whatever. Yeah, you just saw the sentiment really gradually building, and a really good entry actually was on this day here. You could see it had broken this area, creating like a weekly. It's actually a cradle pattern, that is. It's a very bullish candlestick pattern. When you see a doji that precise, and then you see a candle break out the next day, you put your stop loss down here, and you've got a pretty good chance of being right. So anyway, as you can see, this week it's came up nicely. Today it looks like we've been given a dark cloud signal, and today we're trading down. What could be happening here? This could be a it could be hitting this resistance here. But furthermore, what you could do is just do a temporary retest, pull back to like a moving average, maybe to here. In fact, I think that's where it'll go, probably about here. And it could pull back or not pull back, but at the moment, this is just a down day in an uptrend until proven otherwise. This is my big philosophy in trading. I think until proven otherwise, I stick to what I can see. And at the moment, obviously, I wouldn't take a position at the moment. It could retest and come down to here and come back up, or it could start to break down from here, and then you could be short whatever. If you're long now, and you have this signal and you have this down day, then you need to make a decision whether if it breaks. I think if it breaks this ball range here, your stop loss could be 98.50s, maybe if you're a bit more conservative, you could go 98.30s or something. Somewhere around this area, you need to take your profits. If you're a tight stop loss trader like myself, you'll want to take your money out, put the funds elsewhere if you're not sure. Because what's the point if you hold on to it here and it just breaks down, and you've lost loads of pips. But if you close the position out when there's a sign of it going wrong, but then it comes back up higher, you might pay a higher price by a tiny bit, but also you're giving yourself the security that you're in a trade that's going in the right direction. So that's much more important. So yeah, but it's just waiting game for this now. Like I was saying, if you're long, you want to think about taking profits if this candle's breached. If you're not long, then you don't want to go short until you can see more pros. So it's just a waiting game at the moment. You can see 200 moving average was support here, so this could be some sort of longer term thing. But again, it's just about waiting, because I can't see what's going to happen, and I'm not here to try and be psychic. It's just trading what I see, which is my number one rule, guys. And the final pair is AUD like this. I've had a lot of fun with this one recently. Again, straight away, the first thing I do when I look at the charts, I always zoom out just to see where we are. As you can see, we're in an obvious, we had a downtrend, we had a pullback. Actually, I think that's more of a flag situation. Or perhaps a wedge or something. Just check that quickly. Just drawing it in quickly. I'm not doing it really precisely, because I think any trader who's watching this probably gets what I'm saying. But yeah, I think you've had this big down move, this wedge kind of correction here, and we had a really nice breakdown. We had a pull off the 50, so in my opinion, we're still in downtrend. Came down, what we've had recently is just this kind of pull, jump up. We had this nice up move, this really compelling engulfing signal here, which a lot of people took heed of. I think you can see that people did buy positions. You can see another engulfing took place, and then 2 shooting stars or 2 pin bars, whatever. You can see it's just been a really volatile area here. Like, it's been trading up a lot. If you used tight stops here, you probably would have been stopped out about 12,000 times. When you had this engulfing here, and you broke this when you broke this range here, when you came below this area, you kind of realise you're safe, and it's broken. It's made its decision. That decision was a breakout, and which was what we've had. What's going to happen with it now? What I'm guessing is that, again, it's good to be short if you are short, but if you're not short, then leave it, because it's moved quite a lot already. You don't want to jump in something that's already moving, because it's a bit like, eating like a bird and pooping like an elephant. It's just putting your money on the line on things that have already done most of what you're supposed to do. And every pip lower it goes, you're actually taking more risk, and people don't realise this, but you are, because if you're buying near the top, you're basically evading all possibility. If it goes down a tiny bit and it comes up and stops you out, you're going to either make a little bit of money or break even. Like, I literally, 1 in every 10 trades I actually lose money. I never really lose money. It's always breaking even or making a profit, due to just buying so near the top before other traders have even considered it, that when the stop does get hit, it's just like, okay, fine, and then I'll just wait for another short. If it doesn't happen, then fine, I haven't lost any money. I put my funds elsewhere into a more secure trade. So that's my outlook on all the pairs at the moment, guys. The top 6 traded pairs I've looked at today. I'm looking forward to next week. Some opportunities might arise. As with this, I'm just thinking, again, it's kind of in free fall at the moment. You just need to see what's going to happen. It's uncertain at the moment, but obviously if you're short, stay short, because there's no reason not to be. At the candle at the moment we've got here is just some little spinning tops. Obviously there's barely any range at the moment. That's because the trade hasn't really, and the day hasn't really started, so that's why it's like that. But yeah, at the moment, not really anything going on. If you're short, stay short. Otherwise, that's it really. That's it for that pair. Take note, guys, I did do all these analysis on the daily chart and no other chart, because I use the daily to do my predictions all the time. That's a chart I always use. So that's that, guys. Hope it's been helpful, and thanks for watching, guys.